And now, streaming live from the sunny Southern California coast, this is Options Uncensored.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome to Options Uncensored. We're making real option trades in real time together. Let's get right into it. First things first, make sure you have your brokerage account open so you can follow along. Set your YouTube video quality as high as possible. That way you can read the numbers a whole lot easier. Have a calculator ready so we can do some easy math. And finally, remember, this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. All right, welcome back. We've got a lot to go over today. First thing we'll do is check our open positions. Our SPY put vertical was filled, and our Roku post earnings put vertical is filled as well. We'll go over those in a minute. Micron, we opened yesterday. It's pretty much flat today. It's up $1. This is a T-bill auction that'll get filled later today, so just ignore that. CCJ, we opened at 18. This one is pretty much flat as well. ExxonMobil trying to get to 29. Mark's at 30, so this one could get filled during the show as well. So we may have 3 positions filled today. Gold trying to get to 25. This one's come in a lot, so I'm not going to roll it yet. We'll see what happens. And then Macy's up as well. We're up $75 on this one. So earnings for Macy's are in a couple weeks, so we'll see what happens with that one. All right, first we'll start with our SPY position that got filled. When did we open a put? We opened right here on October 20th. We opened a short put vertical, and our strikes were 388, 393, a $500 spread. Moved against us, and now it's moved back in our direction. It's closed today. We made $32. We'll take 32 divided by 500. That's 6.4%. So we got a 6.4% return in about 2 weeks here. That's not bad at all. And Roku's the one I want to talk about next. So we opened our Roku position. It was a short put vertical as well, somewhere around here in early October. It was moving the right way, but then for the rest of October, it moved all the way against us. And actually, our strike was the 55 here. So it very, very, very briefly got close to being in the money as we were 2 days out from earnings. And so earnings were today, and as you can see, it's up 25%. All right. So I didn't know if it was going to go up or down after earnings. That's the thing about binary events. It's kind of a 50-50 coin toss. No one knows what the direction is going to be. So anyone that says that is a liar. This could be down 25% today. If that was, say it was down here at like 45, what we would do today is we would have taken this Roku put vertical, which would have been completely against us. We'd roll it down and out. Okay. The fact that it moved in our favor means we are out of the position. We made our money. So we made $31. Same thing, like 6.2% return. Okay. So we got lucky with that one. It could have easily moved the other way against us, and we would have had to adjust and buy more time. Okay. So since we're on Roku, let's see what the call side is now looking like for December expiration. Okay. If you sold the 90 and bought the 95, we got good liquidity here. Where's 90 on the chart? $90 is right here. That seems very fair. We'll follow up with Roku tomorrow. Okay. We'll look at Roku tomorrow. I'd rather it move up a little bit more and sell something around 82. Sell a call spread around 82. Okay, next we've got a lot to go through earnings-wise. Next is Qualcomm. I believe this is earnings today. Yep. After the market closed yesterday, they're up almost 5%, 4.5%. Did hit its 200-day moving average and is selling off. Let's look at the call side still. The 125 is too close and the 130 is too far out, so we'll skip the call side. On the put side, if you sold the 105 and bought the 100, let's take our calculators out. That's 112 minus 55 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.7%. That's okay. I don't want to take the put side anyways. 105 on the chart is right down here. That seems fair. Next, Palantir, PLTR, up 22% today. This is post earnings as well. There's a better view of the chart. On the call side, not as good as I thought it'd be. It is an $18 stock, so that's part of the problem. If you sold the 22 and bought the 25, I guess, take 35 minus 12 divided by 2 divided by 300. That's 4%. Skip the call side for sure. And on the put side, we'll skip the put side on this one, okay? Next is Shopify, SHOP, up 22% as well. This is probably post earnings today before the open, okay? Same with this one. I wish it moved a little bit more. I'd be interested in selling a call spread around 65. Not yet, though. On the call side, though, if you want to open something, sell the 70, buy the 75. That's 88 minus 39 divided by 2 divided by 500. Not even 5%. So skip the call side there. The put side, the 50 is too close and the 45 is too far out. So let's move on from Shopify. Next, Block, Square. This says earnings are today after the close. So we'll follow up with Square tomorrow. I wonder why it's up so much today. We'll follow up with this one tomorrow morning, okay? Next, Starbucks, up almost 11%. Post earnings for sure. On the call side, if you sold the 110 and bought the 115, 31 minus 10 divided by 2 divided by 500, 2%. Horrible. Even though it's had this big move up, not worth it. On the put side, the 95 is too close and the 90 is too far out. It's a shame. This one has great liquidity too. Next, let's look at Eli Lilly, LLY. I think this is post earnings. Yep, this morning before the open. Kind of in no man's land here. Could keep this move up. Could start coming back down. I don't know. I'm going to skip this one most likely. Nothing on the put side. Nothing on the call side. Let's go to Novo, NVO. Earnings as well. Only up 3.5%. Look at the call side here. Not as liquid here. Plus the 110, it's close. We're going to skip this one on the call side. On the put side, if you sold the 90, you don't have a lot of volume here. You got some volume here today, but not a lot. Let's move on. Moderna, big loser today. Down almost 9%. Earnings. Looks like it's already caught a bounce, so if we wanted to sell the put side, we may have missed it. If you zoom out on the chart, we have to go all the way back to 2020. Could catch a bounce around 57-ish, if not. It may have already caught the bounce, so we may have already missed it. Let's look at the put side. You'd have to sell the 55 and buy the 50. Let's do the math. 76 minus 36 divided by 2 divided by 500. 4% on the nose. Not that good. On the call side, good liquidity. 80 is just a little too close, and the 85 is too far out. If you sold the 85 and bought the 90, 101 minus 57 divided by 2 divided by 500, only 4.4%. Skip this one as well. Mondelez. This is post earnings, but not much of a move. Plus, it's already sold off. It's dropped from 68 down to 67. Already dropped $1. Nah, too illiquid. Next, DoorDash. Up 18% today. Earnings were yesterday after the close. Here's our chart zoomed out. $99. Okay, let's see what the call side looks like. The 100's very close. I'd skip the call side just because 100's too close and 105's too far out. If you sold the 105 and bought the 110, you're not going to get paid, are you? 82 minus 46 divided by 2 divided by 500. I messed it up, sorry. 83 minus 45 divided by 2 divided by 500, 3.8%. Skip the call side unless you want to get really close and sell the 100. I don't. On the put side, if you sold the 75 and bought the 70, 94 minus 48 divided by 2 divided by 500, 4.6%. That's not great either on the put side. Where's 75 on the chart? 75 is right here. That seems fairly priced. Next, Carvana, CVNA. Up almost 14%. This one looks like earnings as well. A lot of earnings today. No. Never mind, my mistake. Earnings are today after the close. So we're going to skip Carvana. We'll come back tomorrow. Up big today, though. People trying to buy ahead of the quarter. Binary move. You've got a 50-50 shot. Next. First Solar. FSLR. We are now 2 days past earnings. On the put side, if you sold the 125 and bought the 120, not very liquid though. 187 minus 127 divided by 2 divided by 500, 6% on the put side. On the call side, if you sold the 170 and bought the 175, that's 216 minus 150, divide that by 2 and divide that by 500, that's 6.6%. I like that there. The only reservation I have is you've got a 11-point spread here and a 13-cent spread here. So where's 170 on the chart? Awfully close too. Surprised. 170's right here. That's too close. Let's look at Solar Edge then. This is down after earnings, but it has rallied back some. Let's zoom out on the chart. Yeah, it's broken down here, but is getting a bounce. This makes sense. Let's look at the put side, see if there's still something we can do. Too liquid. 20-cent spread here. 30-cent spread here. No go. Next, ELF. ELF. post earnings as well. Looks like they've already sold off though. Yes. So, may have missed this one already. That's okay. On the call side, if you sold the 115, now skip this one. There's a 50-cent spread here, a 45-cent spread. You're not gonna too liquid. Same thing with the put side. You'd have to sell the 80, and you've got a 55-cent spread here. Too much, way too much. Next, Affirm. I don't think this is earnings, is it? This is. Nope. This isn't earnings. They have some kind of agreement with Amazon. That's why. But earnings are November the 8th. So, that's next week sometime. I have to wait till after earnings. Last earnings, they had a gap up and just kept moving and moving and moving. It's good to know for next time. Okay. TLT, I think, is rallying again today. Maybe time to sell a call spread. If you sold the 93 and bought the 97, it's $400 wide. 57 minus 23 divided by 2 divided by 400, only 4.2% return. That's not that great. On the put side, though, if you sold the 81 and bought the 77, same thing, $400 wide. 57 minus 21 divided by 2 divided by 400, 4.5%. So you get paid a little bit more to take the put side. We're going to hold on this one for now. Okay, next let's look at Tesla. Up 5% today. On the put side, if you sold the 180 and bought the 175, that's 286 minus 224 divided by 2 divided by 500, 6.2%. If you sold the put side, on the call side, you'd have to sell the 250 and buy the 255. 352 minus 282 divided by 2 divided by 500, almost 7% there. Where's the 250 on the chart? Wow, that's really close. Not worth it. If it did move up to around 260, then I'd sell the call spread. We're going to hold for right now. All right, let's go to our IV ring scanner. And we'll sort by volume. Qs are off the list now. SPY is down to 33% IV rank. So we've taken a lot of volatility out of the SPY. We are now post a lot of data this week, and we're post the Fed meeting. So now volatility is completely crushed out of here. It's going to be hard to make a move now on SPY. We sold our call spread and then immediately sold a put spread. So we sold the call spread somewhere around here, and then we got it closed here on this 20th, and we sold the put spread here, and now we got it closed today. I don't think I'd want to sell a call spread now just because there's not a lot of IV in it anymore. IV rank is too low. But for the fun of it, on the put side, if you sold the 407 and bought the 402, that's 274 minus 216 divided by 2 divided by 500. It's dropped down now to 5.8%. Skip the put side for sure. On the call side, though, maybe get paid more on the call side. If you sold the 450 and bought the 455, that's 143 minus 81 divided by 2 divided by 500. You get 6.2% if you sold the call side. Where's 450 on the chart? It's going to be close. Yeah. 450 is right here. However, if it did keep moving up and it got to 450, I wouldn't mind selling a call spread around 450. So I wouldn't sell a call spread yet. ExxonMobil just got filled. Let's look at that one really quick. I think it was post earnings, right? So yeah, this is post earnings. So what, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, we sold a put spread somewhere around here. We sold the 95. Let me get the chart out here. We sold, wow, it's way down here. We sold the 95 and bought the 90. We sold the 95 and bought the 90. I know in the chart it looks incredibly wide, but at this point, IV rank was still high, so your strikes get moved out. Now that IV's collapsed, if you want to sell something today, the strikes would be a lot closer. So we made $29 for a $500 spread. 29 divided by 500, 5.8% return on ExxonMobil. That's great. So 3 positions filled today. Today's a good day. Let's go back to the list. Gold still has some heightened volatility, although this one's coming a lot. That's why we'll look at the chart here. Even though it looks to still be high on the chart, we've made some money here. It stopped moving. So we sold our call spread here on this day. It's moved up, but it stopped moving, so IV rank has come down. There's not as much volatility. We're hoping for a move back down, and then our position will get filled. If you want to open something on the call side, you may be too late, but let's see. If you sold the 192 and bought the 197, 123 minus 60 divided by 2 divided by 500. Still high, 6.3% if you sold that one, but you're awfully close. Where's 192 on the chart? 192 is up here. Doesn't mean it can't get there, but it's a lot closer. I'd skip GLD. NVIDIA has earnings on the 21st. TLT we've already looked at. TLT was in the 80s a couple days ago. Now it's really lost a lot of volatility as well. Apple. Apple has earnings after the close today, so we'll follow up tomorrow. FXI China. Affirm, we already looked at Affirm. Paramount is a $12 stock, too small. Moderna, we already looked at Moderna. Sirius is a $4 stock, we'll skip that one. Square we looked at. Disney has earnings early next week, we'll follow up then. KRE. It's funny, we're past bank earnings, but KRE is still at 50% IV rank, the 30-day IV rank. Let's take a look. We may be fishing now. Okay. Could sell a call spread here soon. You don't get paid on this one that much, though. If you sold the 46, what are you going to do? Buy the 48? 49 maybe? 32 minus 9 divided by 2 divided by 300. Not even 4%. Barely 4%. We'll skip the KRE. This has got to be higher. Like in the 80s or 90s. Uber has earnings. Rivian has earnings. Next page. The XBI. Interesting. Warner Brothers Discovery, no. Mondelez we already looked at. Silver is too small. GM is too small. Snowflake, earnings on the 29th. We've got about a month here. SNOW. Earnings are on the 29th, yes. Looks like it's moving down. On the call side, remember this does include earnings volatility. If you sold the 246 minus 181 divided by 2 divided by 500, 6.5% if you sold the call side. On the put side, if you sold the 115 and bought the 110, 217 minus 152 divided by 2 divided by 500, 6.5% on the put side. They're both evenly priced. 115 and 170. $170's up here, and 115's down here. Huh. $115. 170. Earnings are on the 29th. It's 27 days out. It's just at the cutoff. Damn it. This one's tough. This one's really tough. Damn. I'll put Snowflake on the list to keep watching. We'll not do anything today. Hopefully, if we can do something by tomorrow, great. If not, we're going to have to wait till after earnings. Close. Very, very, very close. Robinhood? Nope. Unity, IEF. Let's look at IEF. It's another bond market one. Go to the weekly chart here. I have to go back to 2007 as well. Actually, no, 2010. Okay. Yeah, I probably caught the bounce here. That makes sense. You would have wanted sold puts back here. We may have already missed this one. Damn it. On the put side, though, is it too late? If you sold the 88, now you're not going to get paid for it. On the call side, 94 is too close. 95 is too far out. Back to the list. We may not do any moves today. That's okay. Lyft has earnings. Adobe, earnings on the 13th. The XLU. Nova we looked at. Pfizer still high. PFE. This will be the last one for today. Earnings are January 30th. Great. Post earnings. Yikes, so. Probably going to continue moving down. Call side. 32.5 is too close. 34 is too far out. On the put side. 27.5. Nah. Okay. I think we'll call it for today. But even though we didn't open something new, we had a good day. We had 3 positions closed. ExxonMobil, SPY, and Roku. Almost $100 worth of gains just today alone. And the average return on this was like, what, 6.5%. So like I always say, the average return on the S&P for the entire year is around 7 to 9%. If you just hold bonds all year, right now you're getting paid 5% for the entire year. So we made 6% roughly on these trades in a couple days or over a couple of weeks. So just keep repeating the same thing over and over again all year round. Doing small spreads, you're risking very little, but you're making a good 6% on your money over the course of a couple days to a couple weeks, versus holding the S&P for the entire year and making 7 to 9%. Okay, so good job for today. If you enjoyed any of these trades and you want to say thank you, I've got a Venmo up above. Send me $1 or $2 to say thank you. Help support me, help support the channel. But what really helps is tuning in every day, 7:15 a.m. on the West Coast, 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. Subscribe, you'll get alerts when we go live. And also tell your friends that are trading options if they're having trouble to tune in well. We can all learn together, all right? Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for Friday.